Now let's talk about understanding your workspace settings. We will be taking you on a tour on how to customize your workspace settings to best fit your team's needs. Let's get started. To view and update your workspace features, head to your Profile dropdown and click on Workspace Settings. Workspace settings are divided into three main categories: General, Project Default Settings, and Apps. Let's start with the general settings. First thing you want to do is to confirm your workspace name and workspace logo. Then make sure you choose the right working week setting. Hive provides options for Monday through Friday or Sunday through Thursday, which would allow you to assign tasks based on designated weekends. You can also enable a holiday schedule. By enabling holidays, you can customize a calendar to block non-working days in the resourcing and Gantt. Note that holidays added here are applied to all projects in the workspace. You can specify which third-party file storage integrations you want to make it available for your team. You can set the currency options used in the workspace, which will be reflected in project budgets and bill and cost rates. You can choose to show private actions. Note that when this is selected, private actions will be visible in their associated projects for assignees. When deselected, private actions will only be visible in the My Actions section for assignees. You can choose to enable Hive project IDs, which adds an ID number for each project, which is shown on the project overview page and portfolio view, starting from number 1. You can restrict new status creation to admins and project owners. This setting allows only workspace admins and the project owner to create new statuses in projects. And you can choose to offer meeting notes to attendees. This is a setting for Hive notes, allowing the note to be shared with members of linked meetings. Now let's go to project default settings. Note that all new projects will have these as default settings, and you can override these settings in project settings. You can allow actions to be assigned on weekends. This will include weekends in your workspace and allow actions to be scheduled for Saturday and Sunday as the default setting for new projects. You can choose how you want to show sub-actions in Kanban views. You can choose to not show sub-actions, or only show sub-actions when they have a different status from their parent action visible in the Kanban views. With this option, you can choose to automatically add teams to projects. When a team or teams are selected, these will be added to each new project created in the workspace by default. Over here, you can specify Gantt auto-scheduling preferences. This setting will specify whether auto-scheduling is off, on, or strict for new projects by default. You can also specify a default setting for how you want to move approvals to the next stage. You can choose to move the next stage when all approvers respond or when all approvers approve. And lastly, you can choose to turn on specific apps for all projects by default. This is where you can select which apps should appear on the action cards for a project. And the last category here includes workspace settings specific to Hive apps. This section will show you how many apps are used in the workspace. By clicking here, you will navigate to the Workspace Apps page where you can, as an admin, can manage the apps. There are two workspace-wide settings you can configure for proofing and approvals. You can choose to enable proof annotation numbering, which will add numbers to each annotation comment in proofing. You can also enable proof auto-versioning, which will add numbers to each version of a proof uploaded. With messaging, you can choose to link group chats and project view switching. This will allow you to click into a project's group chat and the project will open up. You can also choose to disable the Everyone group, which will remove the Everyone chat group. In time tracking, you can choose to show sub-actions time on parent action. When using the time tracking app, this setting will allow time on sub-actions to be rolled up and shown on the parent action card. And lastly, you can choose to upload a specific logo to appear at the top of your Hive forms on a white background. Thank you for joining this course on Understanding Your Workspace Settings. We covered how to access and customize your workspace settings to best fit your team's needs. Tune in to our next video in the series to complete your learning on Hive admins.